You're listening to Fucks Given, the one with Celine from Sex with Baddies.
But first, a little bit from us, because I'm Reed.
And I'm Florence.
See, that was way smoother this time. On the re-record.
We just had to re-record this bit because Reed's mic wasn't turned on.
Stupid. Nice.
Nice one. Tech issues.
Yeah, human check.
We're still sitting here in a British heat wave, so excuse the sweat dripping off our foreheads as we sit here without any air conditioning and without any fans.
Yep, it's currently
all our windows closed.
All the windows closed. It's currently 31 degrees in my bedroom. It's probably the same as yours.
Actually, it's 28 degrees in here.
What?
Yeah, I'm a little bit cooler than you this time. I don't know how.
The fuck? Shit. I'm still sitting here with COVID. I've just got my sense of smell slowly coming back, which is interesting. It's been really interesting. I lost it for like 2 or 3 days, and I thought it would be scary, but it actually wasn't. It was really interesting. I kind of made it into like a science experiment, and I was like trying all these different things that I was can I taste this? Can I smell this? Can I do this?
Did you have a shot of apple cider vinegar?
I couldn't open the bottle, Florence.
What?
Okay, I tried.
I needs a man.
I need a man. I need a man. Oh, you know, fucking, what is this 21st century? No. Like, I was like to my sister, Flynn, can you open the bottle? She's like, I actually can't. We're stuck. We don't know how to open this bottle. So yeah.
Oh no, that's so annoying.
Yeah, but I have been drinking kefir, which is like off Greek yogurt. That's the only thing I can describe the kefir. But I've been drinking that like fucking happy as Larry.
What?
And yeah,
sounds great.
It's really interesting. Things like taste. So I can still taste like sweet and sour and salt, but like it's not even like the real taste. You know, it's like a very different version. And so drinking like coffee or I don't know, coconut milk or eating my food is so bizarre, and it's just fascinating. I've been fascinated by it.
Well, at least it's slowly coming back. That's a good sign.
Yes,
Some people it hasn't been coming back for. So.
Yes, you're supposed to keep smelling familiar smells. So I've got some of my oldest, most favourite perfume on, and I keep going to my wrist to sniff it. And before Florence was like, "Are you just sniffing your skin?"
Yeah, I was like,
"What are you doing, mate?"
Obviously, smells really bad.
They're real bad. Yeah. But other than that, should we talk about sex? Because, you know, I was thinking I could like. Oh, sorry. I could like suck the dirtiest dick. I could like drink the most disgusting cum, and it wouldn't even faze me, mate.
Oh my god, yeah, you could swallow cum all day.
All fucking day, mate.
Fucking day.
All day.
Give it a head for days.
Head for days. Well, I can't because also I'm in fucking isolation until Monday, and I can't have sex until Thursday. Because of these antibiotics I'm on. I don't know, fuck my life, fuck me very much.
What I was thinking that we could chat about is something that you were talking to me about recently. Actually, we were both talking about the fact that we don't wear bras anymore.
Yes.
And this is like a recent thing because of COVID, being in lockdown. Like everyone has just got used to not wearing bras. And we've realised that how uncomfortable they are and like how it's so much better not wearing bras. And especially as it's like a heat wave, everyone's been out there, tits out basically for everyone.
Yeah.
And you were saying that you still wear a bra when you go over to your mum's house, and that was quite interesting.
Yes. Okay, I'm wearing a bra now because I wore a bikini yesterday because it was really hot, and I was like, okay, I'll try this bra, and I fucking hate it. I wish I didn't put it on today. It's horrible, uncomfortable, tight, not cool. But I still wear a bra when I go to my parents' house, and I wear a bra if I'm seeing like somebody that I feel like might feel uncomfortable seeing my boobs. Not because I feel uncomfortable, but I don't want to make them uncomfortable, if that makes sense.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And as I like walk down the street without a bra on and things like that, I see a lot of people looking at my boobs. Yeah. Or like if I'm on the tube, just like guys, mainly guys, just can't help but look.
They literally can't help. But it's like I can see them trying so hard to look at your face, but it's like their eyes keep darting to your tits, and it's almost like you can't even be angry at them because they're trying really hard. Same, especially like in the workplace, and you're in an office environment. I don't know. I've done it before, and I don't know whether it's an obsessive compulsive thing, but I've definitely looked at like cock before and like looked at somebody's like dick line a lot to the point where I'm like, they can fucking see me looking at their cock a lot, trying to talk to them and be normal, and I keep fucking like glancing at it, and I'm like, oh Jesus. And that must be what it feels like. Like, you can't help it. It just happens. You're like, don't look at the cock. Oh god, I did it again. Oh wait, no, stop. Okay, look at the eyes, look at the cock, and it's just like, fuck. Why?
Yeah, it's a bit odd. It's a really odd experience, and I wonder how people are feeling about everyone suddenly not wearing bras and whether it's actually making people uncomfortable. But at the same time, it's like they only feel uncomfortable because it's not normal.
Yeah, and it's not normalized.
Women have been made to wear bras for years and years and years because men designed bras for women to wear because it appealed for them, basically.
Yeah.
And
it
also,
wasn't about comfort.
I do have to say, if you do have bigger breasts, you will want to wear a bra because it's actually uncomfortable not wearing a bra. But if you've got the small titties, then wearing a bra is like kind of pointless.
Hell, even if you have the big titties, it is really down to what feels comfortable to you. And if wearing a bra isn't comfortable, there's no point. But I do want to know if there's actual science behind, when your breasts are growing, and they always say, a starter bra, a trainer bra, and they're always like, you need to wear this for the shape. Is that really true? Or does everyone's breasts just grow in the shape that they're going to fucking grow?
Yeah, that's so not true.
Right?
I really doubt that.
Because I remember it's like
basically when you start sexualizing a woman, I feel.
Right. Yeah, that would make sense.
You get to that age and it's like, okay, so you're going to start to be seen now as a woman instead of a child.
So we must cover that part of you.
So we must cover you.
Yeah, because I remember it being like a rite of passage. Like, you go to the bra shop, you get measured, you find out what boobs you are with your mum. And I just remember it being like an exciting thing, but also like, I hate wearing a bra. My mum never wore a bra. Never wore a bra.
I
don't know where it's come
boobs
from.
For ages. Everyone else in the changing rooms at school had boobs. They were wearing like proper bras. I had like, do you remember those vests that weren't like half vests, basically? Like
cute
crop vests, and I had like little Snoopy ones I wore. But still, it's like that's also a weird thing as well, because I was a child who didn't have boobs yet, but I felt like I had to cover my breasts,
cover
with a
your
vest
nipples. Yeah, how mad is that?
Because nipples are sexualized.
What the fuck? This is messed up, man. Especially because I remember spending so much money on underwear. So much. And being in so much pain. And at the end of the day, when you take off your bra, like, you shouldn't have to feel like that. You should just have free titties.
And especially when it's a heat wave, those fucking things are sweat fests.
Yeah, swollen. And I don't know what it is. It's I feel like I used to get embarrassed about the hard nipple being seen through your clothes.
Yeah.
And because that was, again, seen as a very sexualized thing, when it's like, it's absolutely not. Like, a hard nipple can mean a multitude of different things. Yeah. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're turned on.
I think I get more embarrassed not having a hard nipple because
in a sexual situation,
No, but like when I'm like walking around and stuff, if my boobs look like, when they're like a bit warm and they look like little soft pyramids.
Yeah.
Because I've got small boobs. Small like soft pyramids. They're just like the shape of them suddenly goes very odd. So I prefer having like a harder nipple because I think my breasts look more attractive that way.
But is that porn? Is that every time we watch porn or every time we see someone sexualized and a nipple's hard, we assume that is like sexy? Because I was exactly the same. My boobs in front of another person and being like, they're not hard, they just look like fat and hideous. And of course that's not the way it is. Like, when you're actually aroused, your nipple, your actual like nubbin is hard, but the rest of your areola is soft because you're warm. You're flushed full of like blood and good chemicals and warmth. And if you're actually like not horny, if you're just cold, then your nipple's hard. But that's not real horn. That's just like pretend horn. I remember just being like,
my nipples are mostly hard all the time. I remember obviously because I have OnlyFans, I upload a lot of tit pics.
Yeah, buddy.
And everyone's always like, oh, your nipples are always so hard. And I was like, I'm not turned on every single time I take pictures for OnlyFans as much as they like to feel that I am.
I mean,
but like, I think my nipples are generally just hard most of the time anyway, unless it's a heat wave.
or all nipples are hard. Like, as in, That's just the way that, like, the nubbin is actually like, no, because mine's definitely not hard. Mine's like soft and sultry.
Mine's super soft right now.
Yeah, because of the warmth. Anyway, that's
so warm in here.
Really interesting subject, like nipples.
Isn't it?
I feel like we just all need to go more braless and not be ashamed of it. And it's like, you know what? If people are going to stare, then they're going to stare because that's just the way that they've been.
Also,
brought
the more
up,
people
brainwashed.
the more people that don't wear bras and the more you see female bodies like how they naturally are, the less it's going to be like a hidden sexualized thing.
I do still sexualize breasts. It's very rare. No, that's a lie. All right, I've just doubled back on myself. I was going to say, it's very rare that I look at a naked woman and sexualize their breast, and that's not true. It's only someone that I'm attracted to that I will sexualize. But then again, I think men maybe look at all breasts and are attracted to all breasts and all women and see the breast like that.
Because they don't see a breast every day. We see our boobs every single day, so they're not sexualized to us.
Yeah. I mean, that is a gross, generalization. So I'm not saying that all men do this, because I'm sure there are a lot of people that don't. But
some don't give a shit.
Yeah, some don't give a fuck. Generally speaking, nipples. And also, like, the workplace clothing etiquette, I always think it's fascinatingly horrible.
So it wouldn't be okay to go to work without a bra on?
For most offices, I don't think so. I feel like if you went in, someone's gonna be like, can you wear more appropriate clothing? Something
that
ridiculous.
Would be mad.
That would be. I've had that before where I've worked.
Have you?
Yeah. When I was, to be fair, I was wearing tiny little outfit. It was tiny. It was like tiniest shorts and tiniest, and they had the aircon on, and I was like, guys, can we turn the aircon down? And they were like, well, you need to dress more appropriately. Yeah, no, I was like, you fucking what?
What, mate?
You what, mate? All right, quit next month.
But yeah, anyway, moral of that story is don't wear a bra.
Yeah.
It's great.
Burn your bras, unless you need to, because you got big, beautiful boobs.
Anyway, I'm so excited to get Celine on the podcast, so let's bring her in. Celine, welcome.
Hey, what's up, girl?
Our first guest over from America as well since our relaunch as well, so that's really exciting.
Oh, so excited. And we absolutely love what you put out there and your ethos. So please tell our lovely listeners a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Of course. Well, thank you for having me. So you all, my name is Celine, also referred as Coach Baddie. I'm a pleasure positive sex educator and coach, and I encourage people to understand the importance of experiencing the fullness of humanity. So, and a large part of that is our pleasure, our power, and having the audacity to be your true self and not giving a fuck what people think.
Hey,
I love that. What does inner stand mean?
Inner stand is like understanding who you are on the inside, instead of trying to understand the whole world. And no, understand yourself first, and then the world, then you can figure out what the hell the world got going on, because
Oh my gosh.
It's all related to like you, right? Personally,
Yeah.
and how you perceive the world and your perception.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes so much sense.
I think
Yeah.
that's a really good thing to say as well. I think I personally really need that right now as well, to understand rather than understand.
Yes,
Because I think as well, like we're all going through such an odd time at the moment with our mental health, like being through this pandemic that's lasted like way over a year, and we're all kind of like wondering what the purpose of life is, and we're all kind of floating around in our limbo states, and I think it does go back to understanding rather than understanding what's going on. So thank you so much for bringing that.
New lingo.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be giving you a lot of that extra language that you probably never
Love
heard.
it. So you started Sex with Baddies. How long have you been doing it for?
I've been doing it for like a year and a half. It feels like a long time because I feel like I've been talking about sex and condoms and cum for a very long time.
The three best topics.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it's been about a year and a half, like a solid, about that.
Amazing. How come you started it?
So, okay, I think honestly,
Tell us
like
the story.
Right. I just got fed up of people being mad that I was this liberated sexual dope person, whatever, I don't know. Like, you know, like it just seemed like some people are just always intimidated when you have just such a bright personality, or like when you're doing shit for yourself and you're just there, out there, and just naked to the world.
People can react really badly to it as well, and like you can get a lot of hate for it. Especially when it's about sex, because people recoil in horror if they're not that comfortable and confident about sex.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of like projecting.
Yeah. And I think I just made the decision to make more people upset and bothered, and but even more people proud and inspired, because I realize that people are really inspired by the work that we do, you know. But there's also people who are upset, and it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna make you more upset because I'm gonna keep being more raw and real, and that's just who I am. So, yeah.
Amazing.
So, Celine, where do you gain your confidence from?
Ooh, that's a really great question. It is. It's a unique one. But I would say I gained my confidence from, like, I always say this, just enjoying the pleasures of life. All of it. All of the pleasures of life. And I feel like it makes me just more connected to my environment, what I love, what I like, what I don't like, what I just know. So I just think it makes me feel whole. It makes me feel like I understand myself. It makes me feel like I can go into a public space and know that I am safe in myself and I'm not worried about other people, what they're feeling about me, because I know what makes me happy. I know what makes me feel good. It's just I just think my main thing is just understanding who you are, and then the confidence just like comes out. Like, because once you accept yourself, and that's one of the things that I'm really big on, is that radical self-acceptance. Once you start to like really understand what that is and develop that, it's just, you become more of you, and then you be okay with that. And then that's where that confidence, because it's confidence is, for me, I call it authentic confidence, because it's however you act, or however you come off to society, but it's uniquely you.
Yeah,
so I think that's where.
What's radical acceptance?
Radical self-acceptance?
Yeah.
So basically just accepting yourself under any means necessary, like just accepting all of you, and the good, the bad, the ugly, just all of that, and just being like, you know what, sometimes I'm a bitch.
And that's okay.
Sometimes I'm a bitch, and some people may confuse that with, oh, you're mean. It's just like, no, I'm a bitch that has boundaries, right? And it's like, oh, okay, shit, okay, I need to accept that about myself, that I'm a bitch that has boundaries. Like, you cannot cross my space if I don't really want you. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things that it's like, okay, if I don't want that, no, you're not coming into my space. So it's just like, when it comes to like accepting yourself, and just that the radical is just radical means just doing it. Like, I'm accepting myself, and because this is who I am, right? So yeah.
So many of us are like people pleasers as well, myself included. So it's so hard to accept those things about yourself. Like, I remember having a conversation with my old housemate, and she said something really like nasty about like how I am like with my friends, and I was just like, wait, like what? And like it really hit me quite hard, because I was like, wait, but I I just want everyone to like me, and like I'm always there for people, and I just want to please people. Like, how have you like then taken from me that I do negative things towards my friends? And it took me a little bit I even made a post about it on my Instagram, I think, that was like, you know what? Actually, it's okay to be sorry. It's actually okay to be a wanker sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you can't be nice to everyone all the time. No. Like, sometimes you are a bitch because you've got to, like, it's like what you said, there are boundaries there. But I think it takes, like, for me, all those things really go in waves as well. So there'll be moments where I feel like so self-confident and like really feel like all those things won't bother me. And then it will get to other points. And so actually what I'm feeling recently as well was just like, actually, like, I hate myself at the moment. And like, you know, when you look in the mirror, I don't feel happy with myself. Like, I don't feel confident in any clothes that I put on, like, no matter what it is. And it's kind of just like...
That's a really hard thing to say and talk about and admit.
Yeah, well, it's just my reality at the moment, so...
I'm sorry, boo.
Yeah, and we all are going through different realities. Like right now, I'm going through like and it's like you said, waves. I'm going through like I'm feeling like I'm not enough. I'm feeling like damn, like what am I doing? Like, you know, like so it's just like, and if we can understand that is just a wave, and that we are it's just a phase. It's just a phase. Sometimes we think that is our reality. And it's like, no, but you can create it as your reality if you continue to think those thoughts and turn those into things, right? So the more you think like, I am not enough, I am this, I don't look good in this clothes, the more you say that to yourself is the more it will become your reality. But when you shift your perspective and start speaking life into yourself, start telling yourself, you know what, like, yes, I feel this way, because you have to allow yourself to go through things, or it's going to come out in another way. So you have to allow yourself, I wouldn't really say, oh, beat up yourself, but no, just accept that you're going through a moment right now. and then you add the fierce compassion onto it. So the fierce compassion is, yes, I am feeling like shit right now, but it's not forever. And I'm going to get through this. Tell yourself that repeatedly. Like, and that's what I do, because we all go through stuff.
Yeah, because it really feels like when you are in these moments, and I've been in them in the past, and I know that I come out of them, but when you're in them, it feels like this,
forever,
this is
right?
everything, and this is just what I am right now. And that's when depression seeks in, and like you start having like really horrible thoughts, and because you just feel like you're stuck in this moment. You're like, well, this is pointless, and you go to dark places. But it's so important to remember these things. What you said is amazing. I saw a really cool thing on Instagram that was like, remember that you are like a house plant, or like a plant in a garden. So like when you plant a seed, it's not born straight away. Like it takes time, takes nurturing, like things happen slowly, and then you have to like look after it, otherwise it won't survive. And I think it's a really beautiful metaphor for how you need to look after yourself and your mental health, and it kind of reflects what you just said.
I've got some weird imposter syndrome at the moment because I'm happy, and I feel like I haven't been happy in a long time, and I'm scared it's because I'm seeing a person at the moment, and I'm scared it's because my happiness is based on how I'm desired. And so I had a chat with my therapist this morning about it, and just trying to keep aware and like the distance, and I'm almost like, I don't believe that I can be this happy. Like, I feel fucking great at the moment. And I'm like, but when is the rug going to be pulled away from my feet? When is it all going to come crashing down? It's like I need to get that out of my head, because that's also destructive. That's not a healthy way to think. I should be living in the present, not worrying about the past, not overthinking the future, enjoying the now, rather than in the back of my mind going like, you're happy now, but just you wait, something's coming around the corner, which is just a fucking horrible way to think. That's not right. Why the fuck do we do that to ourselves?
Why do we do that?
Because, okay, so here's the thing. I've learned that depression is focusing on the past, and anxiety is focusing too much on the future.
Yes.
And then we have the present moment, right? So if you can, when you're going through those thoughts, if you can separate what am I being all down and depressed about, and what am I super anxious about? If you separate them, right? Okay, find the middle. Where am I right now? Like, yes, I'm feeling this way. Yes, I'm all depressed and thinking about the past, and I should have did this, right? And it's like, yeah, I'm thinking about the future, like, oh shit, I'm too happy. What is happening? What is gonna happen? But it's just like, okay, but take a moment and think about where you are right now. Okay. You know, like, and that's what meditation is to build that practice of being in the present moment, just build that muscle, so that when you are happy, or when you are just alive, you can just feel okay, right? Just feel
grounding
okay.
yourself, right? So do the things that help you get back into your own body. So whether that's going for a walk, or a cycle, or sitting there listening to your music and painting your nails, it's doing something that like makes you feel you, without you having to think about anyone else or any other work or any other money stresses. It's just you in that being and appreciating that you're alive and you're breathing and you have your health. It's fucking hard to do though. We forget. We just get so fucking caught up in everything, and we're just like, oh shit, I'm gonna die.
Do you do a lot of kind of like self-healing meditation and like all those kind of practices?
Yeah, and I do it in my way. You know, I don't follow anyone else's like way, because then I become like, oh my God, I didn't meditate for 15 minutes. Like, you know, and it's just like, okay, because today I only had the focus for like a minute. Okay, and minute meditations are a thing, y'all. Do not sleep on them, because they say breathing for a minute a day, you know, it helps you. So sometimes in the morning I'll listen to something, like listen to like an inspirational podcast and just have it on, right? And just clean up my space, you know, like that is meditation to me, because I'm focusing on something else rather than the shit that I don't want to focus on. So once you can like just separate that. I always like to separate things, because you can then compartmentalize things and not feel like everything is so terrible and you are just you know, just stop being like you and me, like me. It's like, no, this is today you're going through something, tomorrow you're going to be going through something else. Let's do that. So when it comes to meditation and all that and mindfulness, it just helps you be able to, like, when you are sitting in the present, you can like be like, okay, right now I am actually enjoying the present moment right now. Like sometimes you have to like remind yourself like, oh shit, like even us talking right now, like a moment of I call it like moment of mindfulness. Like right now we are on a podcast. You have a very successful podcast. I am now a guest on this successful ass podcast. And, you know, like we are here together enjoying, you know, our moment. Yes, Reed, we know you're going through stuff. You know, yes, Florence, we understand you're going through stuff and I'm going through stuff. But we're here right now taking this hour to just talk about stuff that people love to hear. Moment of mindfulness, you know? If you can just do that more throughout your day, you will feel less shitty about your life.
Become second nature. You don't have to think about it anymore.
Yes.
Wow. You're so inspirational. You like you say such great, like, powerful shit. I love it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it's definitely a lifelong work, I would say. Lifelong. Yeah. Especially
never stop
when
learning. Never stop growing.
And then it's like when you grew up kind of being like, for me, I grew up kind of being an oddball, but also the person that people kind of like. So it was just like a weird middle. I was always floating in the middle. I can never connect to cliques, or I was never that person. I was just always like, you know, Celine's cool, but she's also a little fucking weird. And it's like, I don't know. And then me, I don't really care. Honestly, I've never cared what people think. I just, you know, I just, because why do I need to care about what you think? You are thinking about me. Why do I need to think about you?
I do agree with that, but sometimes you just can't help it. Sometimes it's like the way that you've been brought up, the things that people have said, your circumstance, the way that your mental health is. Sometimes you rely so heavily on what other people think and you can't escape that. But we just need to be on it and recognize that we do care what other people think. I'm not necessarily saying for you, Celine, but they're like, you're right, we shouldn't care because it ultimately doesn't impact us. Right. It shouldn't impact us.
And the thing is, for me, it's in a I won't say that I don't care what people think in a way, because it's like I do care about people. I'm a like empathetic person, but because I'm so like empathetic, it's like I have to separate again. Like, yes, I care about other people, and yes, I want people to love me, like me, respect me, but for my sanity, I cannot care too much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And when I mean
there is caring too much. Yeah.
I think it's
so hard.
Right. And for me, it's like, it was more so, I guess I grew up with the narrative, just like, when I would say I don't care what people think, it's because like, I'm the type of person that will like start twerking in the middle of fucking nowhere, and you know, so, and then my friends would just be like, oh, swing, you know. Well, those old friends that used to do that, but then I found my crowd, right? But then it was just like I don't, but it's like I just want to be myself right now. I just don't want to care, like, you know, that's just, and I'm still like that to this day, like, and sometimes I do care, like sometimes I'd be like, okay, this person is probably looking at me right now, but I tell myself, okay, let them look at me. let them look at me, you know, and just start twerking again, you know, or start doing whatever I need to do, like, and just push yourself through those moments when you feel like you're dipping into like caring a lot, or like just like just like you have to push it through. You have to dare yourself to be brave. So, like I said, have the audacity to be your true self. Like, and it takes work. You got to push through it. You really do. So yeah.
It's really interesting what you said about the crowd of people around you and like the friends you keep affecting those things as well. And as you said, like they're old friends, they're not your current friends, because you found your new crowd that is more accepting. And I think that is quite often the case, I think, with people's confidence is it's affected by the people around you. Because if people are judgmental, then you're going to start judging yourself.
Yeah, and that could be your authentic self. You need to find the people that actually cheer you on no matter what you do, tell you you're amazing. If they're not doing that, especially if they're putting you down, it's not necessarily because you deserve to be put down. It's probably coming from a place of their own self-insecurities and self-esteem and projections. But then you need to take a step back. If they're not holding you up and elevating you in any way, then just like step back, find those people that do.
That's why communities like Sex with Baddies and like the Instagram kind of worlds, even though social media can be so toxic, it can also be so amazing, because you can reach out and like see and like hear from people that you do relate to and like actually do make you feel more confident, because you're like, oh shit, they're actually, you know, they're on my same level, my wavelength.
Yeah, the solidarity is what we need. We basically just need more hoes like us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're you're living your best whole life at the moment, right?
Why should we be living our best whole life?
Right now at the moment, I'm not living my best whole life. I just aspire to. But
in your dreams.
Right. And you know, I was living my best whole life definitely like a year or two ago. But then I found my worth, realized that these people were just fucking me and I wasn't really gaining much out of it, you know, like that's, and then I started, I ended up accidentally falling into celibacy. Oh my goodness, that was an accident.
Oh my God. How? Like one day, like whoops.
Because I found out that I was having sex with someone to really just like get that pleasure and like a boost my self-esteem at the same time. And it was just like, okay, like I want pleasure and I want like that attention, that like, you know, someone desiring you and stuff like that. But I was not seeking it from like the person that was worth it. Like, you know, I was just, you know, like, okay, like this person likes me, I kind of like them, I feel safe around them enough. But I felt like after a while I got tired of being in that like mindset of me not like, I wanted to enjoy pleasure with someone who really like meets my standards and wants to have deep conversations like this before and after sex. Like, come on, wouldn't that be sexy that we just dip into sex right after this conversation?
Oh God,
like,
I need that.
But I was not gaining that. And then I was just like, if I meet, so I started dating and I started talking to people, and then I realized like, yo, where are the good people? Like, where are the good people? And then I was just like, you know what? I have to stop going on dates, like for right now. Like, you know, like I have to figure out like, what is this dating life like? The online dating thing wasn't working. It was just like you meet somebody and then they just completely, even sometimes they look different from what they look online. God. It's just like, oh goodness, you a slight catfish. Now I have to get through this, you know?
Slight catfish.
So it's just like, like the dating life became like, it became so just like literally. So then I took a moment and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just focus on myself for a few months. Which I did. I focused on myself. I focused on like building my relationship with spirituality, you know, and just said, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, masturbate my life away, you know, like, and that's what I did. You know, I was receiving toys from different companies and doing reviews on them and, you know, just, you know, living my best inner self whole life. Whatever. And then right now I'm actually healing through, back surgery and
surgery.
How? Yeah.
Sorry, it's just the healing time. The healing.
Oh,
fuck.
the healing time. And basically I had like a herniated disc, bulging disc, and it was like just causing some nerve damage. And then one day it just totally, I don't know if it hit something, whatever, but it just totally like shut down my legs. So like I have numbness going all down my legs, so I can't even walk. Like I have to learn how to walk again.
My fuck.
Oh, gosh.
It's a lot. Like right now, like I have to walk with the walker and go through, you know.
Babe, I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
And
Jesus.
you know what? I appreciate your apologies, but you know what the most sorry thing is right now? I don't have feelings in my genitals.
No.
Oh God.
What?
I wish they
That
could
must be so traumatic.
Right. We listeners, just letting y'all know, we all look distressed right now. Like
We were like that. Not being able to walk's one thing. Not being able to masturbate.
It's a whole other thing.
That's a whole
And I don't know when I'm gonna get that feeling back. So I have been in the now. I have been practicing on how to find other ways to please myself. But honestly, I loved my vulva. I loved my vulva.
Yeah.
Like I would, since I was like honestly, since probably I came out, I used to give myself vulva massages every single day. Like I was just that person. Like, especially like between the ages of like 13 and, you know, now it was like every night that was just like my routine was to give myself a vulva massage. I didn't even know that I was doing that when I was younger. And now that I'm older, I'm like, oh shoot, this is a cool thing to do. I do this. Like, you know, this is something that I do. And I tell other people to do too. And it's like, I found myself stop doing that a little bit now that I don't, you know, feel much. And it's just like, oh my God, Celine, you're disconnected from your body. Now I have to figure out how to connect back to my body, which I find is a good thing because it's good for my business. Because now I know I can help someone connect back to their body because
You're going on that journey.
Right. So it's like I can tell that this journey that I'm on is for other people and myself. So it's like it's a nice journey, but geez, it's like so much uncertainty. It feels like COVID. Like goddamn it, like when is this shit is gonna be over? When is it gonna, you know, like
So. What have your medical peeps said, or is it just like they can't tell you when feeling will come back?
Because it's nerves. Nerves take a long time to come back, and it depends on person to person. Like nerves, it's one of those things. It's like this is when they talk to me. This is how I feel like they're just saying like, well, you're just gonna have to wait, and it's just like shit.
So
I
what are you
just want to
doing?
masturbate.
What are you doing to make this time easier? Like what are you putting in place to make it okay so that you're not distressed and fucking depressed and having a worse time?
Well, I what I did was I allowed myself to go through the depression because I've already went through the depression, and I understood that, okay, Celine, yes, you went through this depression, but you're gonna have times where it's going to peak back in. So there's times where I'll just randomly start crying, and I'll just be like, look at what am I doing? Like, what is life right now? I can't even walk. Like, you know, like, so it's like, sometimes I'll have those like moments of sad mindfulness. But to get out of it, honestly, I just have to keep myself like busy, but like not in a like okay, I have to do this, that, but no, like, because I had to slow down a lot, I realized, okay, when I wake up, I'm gonna stretch, actually. I'm gonna make my bed perfectly. Like, you know, I'm going to light my candle. See, I got well, you probably can't see, but I have my candle, like, you know, like I have make sure that
Smells are really important.
Right. There we go. Boom. I make sure I have my lighting. Like, you know, I just slow down my life so much to the point where I get to notice the little things that I like desire and things that I find pleasurable. Kind of like what I started off telling you all. Finding like the little things in life, and that just and that in itself, that like morning routine is like a meditation, because I feel refreshed, just like as if I would do like a 10-minute meditation, because I'm taking time to slow down and like really please my soul, you know? So I'm doing a lot of soul searching. But in the future, we're hoping to be soul snatching, because once this come back, I'm gonna be hopping on some things. You know what I'm saying?
Woo!
I guess you have to manifest all the things that you're going to hop on afterwards.
Oh, definitely.
So yeah, you're now waiting to have your moment and to jump on some things. What's the first thing you're going to do when you get everything back? You like hit the dating apps?
The first thing that I want to do once I get back the feeling in my genitals, isn't this an interesting conversation? Well, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Help me, what should I do?
I would say like a really nice like solo sex session, like masturbation.
But like take yourself out on a date kind of thing. So you'll probably figure out the nerves are coming back because you'll be playing down there and you'll be like, oh, I felt something. Oh shit. And it might come back slowly, but you can be like, right, date time. Take yourself to like a nice place to eat, dress yourself up, look fucking good, come back, light yourself candles, get music on and be like, right, now it's just me, and like have a whole session of like pleasuring yourself and exploring your body and being like, I fucking took myself out on a date. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be hot.
Yeah, if you can. That's the one. That's the dream.
I definitely can. And I think that's what I would do. I feel like it's like monumental, right? And I'm realizing that I really feel like I'm having a lot of firsts again. So it's just I'm like, when I finally, orgasm, that's going to be a first. When I orgasm with someone else, that's going to be a first.
Yes.
When I ride dick.
You could make this into such a good thing, like feel like a virgin again, like all excited and teenagery and like really unsure and
because
change
most
that
people,
feeling into good.
Most people don't get firsts again, so it is actually it's a special opportunity. I guess also as well, like you have to look at the positives, and I think what you said earlier about your journey being there for other people as well, and I think that's a really nice way of looking at like a situation that is pretty shitty, but you're going to help a lot of people in the process, and you're going to learn so much about yourself in this process as well. You said earlier that you've been finding other ways to pleasure yourself. What have you been doing? Has there been like a nipple play or?
Oh my God, yes. That you hit it right there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, so definitely a lot of nipple play, because that I could feel it, and and I could even feel like the nerves, like, because your nipples are connected to your clitoris, like there's like a nerve that is like connected, so it's like with what I'm feeling down there, I would feel like strikes of like electric pulses, right? They're not pleasurable, unfortunately, yet. But I know, like, okay, there's a signal being sent down there. So that's the positive, right? So when I am touching, oh gosh, let me not touch it here. But when I am doing, when I am touching my nipples, I feel the pulse, and it's just like, oh shoot, okay, keep doing it, because we need more signals.
Keep going.
So I just incorporated, I use a lot of oils when it comes to like, I just have like an oil that I would literally like drip, and then like have it drip like directly on the nipple, like just having things like look aesthetically pleasing, and like really tapping into like the details and the sensuality of things, like the slowness of the dripping, and just stuff like that, and like putting words to it, so that I can like know what I'm doing, because sometimes you'll just be doing something and it'll just be like, okay, it just dripped down, but it's like, no, look at the slowness, look at how it drifted to the side and then it went right back, and then like stuff like that. So
soaking the moment in.
Yes, there we go. Soaking the moment in. I've been doing a lot of that, and I've been just doing a lot of like massaging, because that's also good for the nerves and stuff like that. And honestly, I'm realizing what I've been through is like, it's to help people just with everything, because I'm learning a lot about muscle groups, and how I need to isolate my muscles to like even stand up, and like it's a lot of things, and my physical therapist is just saying that people are exercising so wrong, and I'm just like, okay, like, so I feel like I'm like learning how to just, I don't know, like be human, like the way that's like that I want to be. Like, I want to feel whole, you know, and I'm eating right. I've lost a lot of weight. I've, you know, like, there's just, in a positive way, because, you know, the more I lose weight is the more, easy things are gonna be, especially like on my spine and stuff like that. So it's like I'm finding ways to eat better because I want to gain I want my muscles, I want to gain muscles the right way. I want to lose weight the right way. So I want to make sure I'm eating like lean meats and, you know, making sure, you know, just certain things, and I'm learning it because I also have to have like a nutritionist, and I have a team right now that I feel like everyone deserves.
An entourage. Wow.
You know, like, I have a team right now, like a nutritionist, physical therapist. I had an occupational therapist, which is like them basically teaching you how to like put on your pants again, and you know, y'all don't need that, but it's just like I really felt like and then I have, of course, like a, you know, mental health therapist as well. So it's like just having that team. Unfortunately, like, I wish everything could be free so that everyone can have a team, right? I feel like everyone should definitely have that, but I don't know. I just feel like I'm going about life in a different way, and it feels nice. It does.
Yeah, that's so good.
Also,
it's so positive.
Wanted to pop in back to the nipple play. Have you ever tried a clit sucker toy on your nipples?
I have, and I didn't too much enjoy it too much. But
I was gonna hope that I was gonna be like that would be cool to do, but I guess it's probably different for everyone.
Yeah,
right.
It's not necessarily the same for me, in all honesty.
Is it?
Feels okay. Yeah, I mean, definitely like playing with my nipples in a very specific way, which is like with fabric over my nipples, or with a t-shirt, or with a type of fabric, and that's how I like them to be played with. That's when they're most responsive. For me personally, it changes when you're with a partner. I was thinking about vibrators. I'm going to have to put my wand away, you know? Like, I was talking to my therapist this morning, and I think I'm going to have a break from my fucking wand.
What?
I know. I just record this because
Why?
I'm finding it really hard to clitorally come. Like, even like really hard to clitorally come, and also really hard by myself to clitorally come. Clitoral orgasm. So one of the suggestions that she came up with was, you don't have to stop using your wand, just put it in a high place that's difficult for you to get. And I was like, okay, all right. I mean, it's literally like, it's been by the side of my bed for maybe like 7 years. So it's time. My clitoris is like, no, please.
Right. Yeah, maybe you probably would. Maybe you can start off using your hands.
Yeah, I don't want to, though. It is long and arduous. I'm going to be there for fucking 2 hours, mate.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's okay to not want to. That's acceptance. It's okay to be like, this is shit. But you know what? I've just got to accept it and move on, because I'll get to greener pastures, you know?
Yeah. Radical self-acceptance. There we go.
Yeah.
Because no one can tell you like anything different, because you've already accepted it for yourself.
Yeah. I don't fucking want to. True. I just want to be able to come easily. Fuckers. I feel maybe like 10% of your frustration.
Yeah. How is it like having a platform that talks about sex and everything like that whilst going through what you're going through at the moment?
Wow. It's actually really difficult, because me, I would say I'm a fairly horny person, and I get turned on by just any visual, like any type of visual thing. Like my mind will just start thinking about like a whole bunch of shit, like, you know. So sometimes I'll be scrolling and I see something super hot, and I'm just like,
well, hi.
I can't do nothing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I literally, like, no, for real. Or, like, if I'm, like, even besides, you know, Sex with Baddies, when I'm watching a television show, or if there's, like, a mini sex scene, like, I'm just, like, right now...
have to be sex-related. Like,
right. Right now, like...
I watched a horror last night, and I was, like, moist. I was like, chase me! Come to murder me, please.
Honestly, so it is a bit difficult. It's making me have this self-control that I never really wanted to have. So like, because I'm type, like, if I see something hot, I'm like, okay, let's go, magic wand, let's go, it's time.
Yeah, it's too easy to get the dopamine fix. Like, yes, I'll just run with this and go. Also using orgasms as a point of distraction from things that you need to focus on, or like poor mental health. We all do that. And when we all like, there's that meme that's going around where it's like, am I masturbating because I'm depressed or because I just and we do that, and it's trying to just like cry wanking, just like So yeah, it's also figuring out, why were we like that? Was that for healthy reasons? Are we just like literally like that? It's in our DNA, it's in our blood, we can't help it. Or are we trying to distract ourselves from something else, from poor mental health, from bad thoughts, from we're just trying to get that like quick little fix because we feel really shit. So being able to like, being forced to stop and really think about things, and actually taking the time out to go like, yes, I do want to masturbate now, I do want to touch myself, is like more of an informed decision. You're doing it for the right reasons rather than for the wrong ones, and we end up just like forgetting what those reasons are.
No, I totally understand what you're saying. And is there really a wrong reason to masturbate? You know what I'm saying? Like, is there? I mean, because like for me, I'm just thinking that it's like another version of meditation. You're taking your mind away from the shit that you don't want to think of, it's but present. If you are having an adverse like effect to it, like say if after you masturbate, you're like crying and you're ashamed and you're feeling like shit, then maybe,
you need to think about it.
But like, I would say in our cases, I don't know if it's, I don't know, but after I masturbate, I don't feel bad. I feel great.
I feel amazing.
I'm like, unless it's a really, really shit orgasm and it's like one of those ones that's like, and you're like,
then it's a bit disappointing.
Great. That's probably the one's fault, motherfucker.
No, and on my show, someone called it an underwhelming orgasm.
Underwhelming orgasm.
Underwhelming.
An under orgasm. So sure. What was the point? Of course there is point.
So you just started a new podcast, right? That was about motivational messages as well. Could you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so I just started, I started it because I've been wanting to start a podcast for like the longest, but the enoughness, sometimes that wave just lasted way too freaking long. But I finally got out of that wave, and the podcast is right now is starting off to be like affirmational like messages to people. So I have one that says like conquer the day with Baddies, or like healing from a down day, or something like that, different, and they're like 5 to like 15 minutes, so they're kind of short. So it's like I want people to use that as their like morning meditation, because that's what what I do. Like I listen to like very short snippets of someone just talking real shit in the morning, and then I'll do that while I'm like cleaning or like spreading my bed and taking my time, and I'll just have it on. Sometimes I listen to it, sometimes I don't, it's just there. So I do that, and I just wanted to build something that like can actually help people, because I'm telling people, okay, create a morning routine, do this, but I need to provide them on the how
with that.
And like like, okay, I want you all to do this, but y'all asking me, okay, what podcast do I listen to? What do this? And it's just like, why don't I just create it? Yeah. So I was like, okay, good. Boom. Let me just definitely make this, and eventually I'm gonna start having guests, and we're gonna talk about things like this, and sex and sex, all that good stuff. Because I also had a show on Instagram. It was called The Hot Seat. And I'm not sure if you all ever looked at any snippets of it, but if whenever you do get a chance, you're going to see that I ask people the raunchiest question. The raunchiest question that I've asked someone was, how many in ounces, I think I said in ounces, how many ounces of cum do you think you've ingested during a sexual session?
That's
oh my god, good. Imagine if you could actually find that out. It'd be really, really weird to know.
Right. So I was just like,
I'm going to answer for all of us, not enough.
Not enough. So like, I would just ask people questions like that. And, you know, that's going to be then transferred to the podcast as well, because I can then like monetize it. And, you know, because I want this to be my, you know, living. This is what I want to do. I am not a 9-to-5er. And like I said, no disrespect to 9-to-5ers, because, hey,
some people like it.
Yeah,
do they? I think that's no. I don't believe that at all.
I think some people love the routine and like the structure.
They do, and that type of structure will just send my brain into some depression, honestly. So, but like doing stuff like this is like fun for me. So it's like I would love to do this. So like that's what the birth of the podcast is called. It's called the Baddie Blueprint. So.
Oh, I can't wait to listen to that. I think, especially after like hearing you today, I think that everyone should go and listen to that, because I can just tell how inspirational it's going to be, because you just have a really great way of talking about, like, it's just I don't know what it is. It's just like
it makes it okay
I've got this.
to feel good about yourself. Like seeing you feel this good about yourself is always like, oh, but I don't deserve to feel that good about yourself. And it's like, well, who's you're only telling yourself that, and it is about being your complete and utter true self and being that authentic. What was it? The radical acceptance. Like it makes it okay for other people to feel that way about themselves.
Three women here, like, talking about sex really openly. I think we must have all experienced slut shaming when it comes to doing what we do, and it's just, I guess, I mean, obviously the reason that we do what we do is to eradicate slut shaming in a way, because the more we talk about it, the less there will be, hopefully.
Yeah, the less is like new to someone's ears, right? Because once someone get used to something, they're like, oh, okay, it's nothing, right? But because it's so shocking to people, especially when they finally like first hear, like when someone first like play your podcast, they're probably just like, oh, like, you know. But after a while, they're like, ooh, you know, like, okay, turn those O's into oohs, okay? So yeah, definitely slut shaming is a whole thing, and I think it's like it comes from a lot of course, insecurities, but also like we grew up with this like, oh, men, woman, we have to take care of them, we have to get married, we have to do this, like kind of like that, like that religious
and
type of
the virginity thing, like being such like a symbol of like they want a woman who's pure and untouched, and like they like it makes them dirty if they have like slept with multiple people. Oh my God.
I mean, it does, but in a good way. Hey.
No, like honestly, and I always say to people that I want to mix sexuality and spirituality. Like I want to be able to say thank God for my pussy in the same sentence. Like,
yes,
that's what I want to do. If I can't do that, then get me out of the room. I don't belong here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Sorry, I know that was loud.
Like, it should be, you know, if people believe in God, then God gave you those nerve endings for a reason, the pleasure for a reason. You want to be able to like fuck Jesus, for God's sake. It's like part of, it should be part of religion, not something that people shy away from, because it makes things so much more complicated. And because of that, it has like really deep rooted this ideology around marriage and around sex, and again, slut shaming, toxic masculinity. It's all intertwined. It's fucked.
I mean, everything that we go through, especially with pleasure and like wanting to sleep with people, like is just human nature. Like otherwise we wouldn't do it, and we wouldn't feel like we want to do it. So all the other stuff, slut shaming, is just oppressing all our natural human responses, and that's why it's not okay, because then the shame comes in, and then that's when sex starts affecting your mental health, and people start really feeling some type of way, and the more repressed you are, like, just shit happens.
Oh, shit happens. Deep shit.
Yes. So, you know, and there's levels to it. Like, someone can shame you for having sex with a lot of people, or someone can shame you on your type of kink or fetish. Someone can shame you on how you're displaying yourself on the internet, or someone could shame you of just how free you're talking about, you know, loving to suck dick and swallow it and spit it back out on them, and then swallow it again and spit it back.
Spit it back on and swallow it again.
Right. Just, you know, so
Filch out of their bumhole.
And it's like, is it because Wait, what you said?
Felt shit.
Felt shit, yeah.
Is that?
Like,
I've never heard of that before.
come inside a orifice, I think it's a butthole, and then suck it out.
Wow. That's
All right.
something
My
new.
dad taught me that. Thanks, Dad.
What?
Not the actual physical move. Oh my days. That's good. No, he dropped in a joke, and I was like, what is Fauci? And he was like, fuck, now I gotta explain it.
Right. It's so much things. And because someone is not doing it or they don't understand it, then they shame it. Listen, I don't understand you.
Absolutely,
So,
yeah.
like...
And we do the same. Like, we think, I don't shame anyone. We shame people all the time, whether it's like, in our heads, whether it's judgment, whether it comes out in other ways. Like, we just need to try really hard to let people do their thing, no matter what it is. Like, all you can do is control your own thoughts and actions, nobody else's.
Yeah. I would say that is one of my gifts. Like, for me, when it comes to shaming, like, I try my hardest not to shame or judge anyone. Like sometimes people will, like, being in this, sex environment, sometimes people will come to you with some things. And I literally, like, my poker face is like A1. Like, I'm just like, looking at them like,
that's really
this is
interesting.
Right. And it's
So
just
normal.
like, and it's like, I have to really just be like, you know what, like, sex is so freaking vast. Like,
It's so interesting.
Like,
That's why we will do this, right?
Right. So it's just like, I just try my hard. Like, that's one of my gifts. Like, I can definitely let people, that's your thing. That's what you're into. I'm sure there's a reason. Or maybe not. Who knows? But I'm gonna let you slide.
Yeah, it's so hard though when it's deeply something that you disagree with. Like, for example, cheating on your partner, and they come to you and you're like, well, you shouldn't be doing that, but that's obviously the worst way to handle a situation. You just have to be like, okay, cool. So
Understand why they're doing it.
Yeah, go deeper, ask questions, understand how they feel. But on that note, unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to round up, Celine. It's been incredible having you on the podcast.
I don't want to stop. It's been so good. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm literally so inspired by you.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
I appreciate you all. You all are just amazing. I love the way the flow of the podcast goes, just so natural. And y'all keep doing your thing, because I do listen to like some of y'all podcasts, and y'all just make people feel like y'all, they could say anything,
You can.
So just keep
lovely.
doing what y'all doing, and I really appreciate you for like considering me for this podcast. Like, I'm blessed. Right now.
Babe, anytime. You're doing incredible stuff out there too. Don't stop. And as soon as you get that orgasm, please, you gotta let us know. We'll have you back on the podcast talking about all your fucks.
Right.
Please,
I feel like everyone is gonna be like, we need an update on what's going on.
We definitely need an update, and like, good luck on your journey as well. Because we're with you, and if you ever need to chat, then we're here too. So where can our curious fuckers find you?
Okay, well, curious fuckers, you can find me. I'm done. You can find me on Instagram, Sex with Baddies, and also sexwithbaddies.com. YouTube, that's Celine Love 247, and my newest launch on my podcast, The Baddie Blueprint. And that's where you can find me if you want to book me for any type of services, coaching. I do sex coaching. I do personal development. I even have this thing where, like, I call it the Baddie Makeover. So if anyone who just don't know nothing, they just come in, and then I can just make their life baddie.
Oh my god, that's so good.
Oh, I love that. You need your own show. That should be a TV show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Start pitching that.
Right. So yes, but that's where you can find me, and I hope to hear from some of your listeners. So thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Oh my god, wasn't Celine incredible?
Amazing. I loved her so much.
I know, I could tell you're like, Florence is never going to stop talking. Oh, fuck. That's rare.
That's right, especially with the mood. Actually, you know what? Like, she really brightened my day, because I have been feeling very, very like down in the dumps, very miserable. I think I'm going through a bit of a depression. Not clinically diagnosed, but it's I feel like I am.
Oh my god, you should do some like coaching with her.
hearing everything that she was saying, I was just like, you know what, that like everything she said was very inspirational and very like, you know what, like the thing about it being just like a phase and it coming out of that, and that was really great to hear.
Yeah, it's just what you needed. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So this is why it's really important to talk to people, because the people you talk to might be able to say something that can bring you out of that hole. And like good people, not the people you're waiting on, not that like that fuck boy girl that you're like super into, waiting for them to tell you the good thing. You need to find inspirational people that are going to pull you out of it.
So also for the porn story, we are not revealing the next part of the porn story today.
I know, it's such a little cock tease, man.
All right. You're going to have to wait a whole other week because we want all the juicy answers. And also, we only just recorded the last episode, so we didn't have time. Plus, we haven't actually asked you yet.
Yeah, we need some time. So give us a mo. But we really hope you've loved this episode. If you have, then please share it around if you think that the information in this podcast can just help somebody else out feel a little bit better about themselves. Because that's the whole point.
And follow us on our social medias as well, at Come Curious, that's COME. And our personals at ReadAmberX and at Florence Bark.
You can also watch this episode on YouTube if you fancy watching it or listening to it again. And share it on YouTube, which is pretty cool now. But we will see you all next week.
Yes.
No, we won't see any of
Thursday.
You.
You always do this. But the whole slogan at the end is supposed to be "See you next Thursday."
Oh shit! Oh my god, I'm never gonna remember. I think it's wasted on me.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to explain this at the end of every single
time.
podcast.
Maybe you do.
I'm
Maybe
like,
you will.
It's cunt, mate.
Yeah, it's just fucking cunt.
See you next Thursday, curious fuckers. We love you so much.
I like it when you say cunt. I think maybe I'll just fake it so you say it more often.
Am I turning you on?
Yeah, it's great. I love the word cunt. It's so good.